Alright, so, I was originally going to do this as they came out, but then I made the whole first video. It took me like an hour and a half, and I lost all the files, and I wasn't able to make it. So I decided, okay, I'll just wait 3 days till they're all out and make it one big video. But then I had to wait 4 days because for some reason they were doing they would do 8 a day, and they would do fan favorite. But then on the last day they were like, oh, let's just do the 4 fans today. We'll do the 4 favorites tomorrow. So what I've done is I put them in a playlist here in release order, at least until the bottom, and then at the bottom I have them, look, it goes Oliwia, then Gabby, then Sam, then Natalia, then Nura, then Lake, then Ren, and then we end with Fiora, which came out 2 hours ago. So that we can still do that. What I'm going to do here is it's 6:05, at 6:30 we have family time, so I'm going to grind out as much of these for the video as I can, and then I will cut to later at like 8, and actually probably later than that, because we're watching Beast Game Season 2, which I've already watched the first 3 episodes of, but I'm rewatching it with my family because it's so fire. I might do some Beast Games content on the channel, completely unrelated, but I will come finish this out. Also, if there's any random cuts within the video, then that will be because I got an ad or something, and I don't want to include that, or I'm switching videos or whatever. But let's go ahead and get started with Bruno.
In Disventure Camp 5, fan versus favorites. Knowledge meets experience.
I've seen all of these like
One
once.
side knows the game, the other is
Yeah, I should probably say that. I've seen all of these one time. I love these designs, by the way. Front-facing Sam is crazy. But, like, the design team just did perfect. I don't have any complaints.
Who has
Except
what it
Natalia.
Takes to win?
I don't really care for Natalia.
Sorry! I can't believe I'm here! My name is Bruno and Aiden, 21, and the #1 Disventure Camp fan. I've been watching since Season 1, and that right there is my biggest asset. I know.
I'm pretty sure everyone has, considering this is only Season 5. Also, if you haven't noticed already, or if you haven't seen these yet, these are actually the YouTube shorts that I made the analysis videos on earlier this week and last week. These are extended versions of them with animations.
Every player, their strengths and their weaknesses, where they went wrong and where they went right. I know how this game works and what it takes to win. In my daily life, I'm a personal assistant to an obnoxious but very rich socialite with a lot of demands and a lot of shit she puts me through. So believe me when I say that the Rias and the Alecs of this world
Rhea mentioned, let's go.
touching me. Let them try their best, but I'm way too self-aware to be manipulated that easily. Aiden might have been the first fan to compete on Disventure Camp, but remember my name, because I'm going to be the first fan to win!
So, after this, there's just this weird zoom in while Emily says don't miss it on January 17th, which is next Saturday. I'm so excited. So, I had a theory going... Here, I'll put... what should I put on screen? I had a theory going that... what they said in these, a lot of them were going to be the opposite of what actually happens. Now that I've seen all of them at least once, I don't know if I still agree with that. But at least for Bruno, I do, and it seems a lot of people do. If y'all didn't know, I'm actually running polls on how I do one fan and one favorite a day, on how they will do in Season 5, the predictions. And a lot of people think he's going to be one of the first fans out. I don't really want him to. He has that main character design. I don't know if I want him to be the main character, though, especially with how much I love some of the other fans. We'll get to them. But for him, I hope that he's not just incompetent, but I do think he's going to get manipulated. I think that line about him saying the Rias and the Alecs of the world can't touch him is going to get blown up whenever Aura or Finn go and just get him out really easily. I could see that definitely happening. Also, I freaking love his jacket. This is just a great design right here. Also, I'm going to try to predict who I think is going to get in a relationship on this season, because Jared has said, or I can't remember if it was Jared or someone else, but someone working on the show said that this is a lot more strategy-focused, which I love, than relationship-focused, which I really love that, but I am trying to think of who, and when it comes to Bruno, I think there's a pretty low likelihood. I don't think any of the favorites will get in a relationship, unless maybe there's a favorite and fan that gets together. I don't know who that would be, though. Yeah, no, because I feel like the only person you could realistically give one for is, like, Spencer, and I really, really hope they don't do that. But I could maybe see Bruno getting with someone. But probably not. We'll see. Overall, though, I'm really excited for his character. Going quickly over what he says,
right.
he's an assistant. He knows everything about everyone, which I think is going to blow up in his face.
Exactly, Disventure
I don't,
camp, but remember...
I don't think there's really too much else to say. Plus, I mean, he knows everyone that's competed on the show's assets, but that won't even matter until a team swap or merge, because he's not going to be with any of them. So, that's pretty much all I have to say about Bruno. Let's go ahead and get on to the next one, but I'm very excited for his character.
In Disventure Camp 5.
Okay, we are here. I don't think I'm going to have to cut for all of them, but I might have to cut for that. So, for Aiden, let's just have it play first.
Fan versus favorites. Knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other has lived it. Who has what it takes to win?
That's right. I'm back. To whoever might not know me, which, have you watched the show? I'm Aiden Brooks, age 23, third place finisher on season 2, and 7th place in All-Stars, but it's fine. Some may remember me as the original fan turned player. When I started season 2, I tried to use my knowledge of the show to get ahead, but it failed me more often than it didn't. It became very clear very fast that watching the show and playing the show are two very different things. And in All-Stars, I wasn't up to the same level as some of the more ruthless Season 1 players. But now, I've played this game enough to where I know my way around a blindside. I'm gonna do whatever I need to finally enter Disventure Camp's winner circle. And nothing and no one's gonna stop me.
So, by the way, if y'all heard that, I don't know if it got picked up or not, that is, my dad was sending a Google message saying that family time's in 20 minutes. But, when it comes to Aiden, this is another big one where I think my theory is going to come true. Aiden talks a big deal about how he knows the game now, and he's not going to get blindsided, and he's one of the most iconic contestants on this show. Nothing's going to get past him. I mean, look at his face right here. You can see him throughout the whole thing, the way he's talking and stuff. Yeah, I think there's no chance Aiden makes it past like the first 5 boots. I think that it's going to be Ali and Benji who flip on Tom, and because they're going to be the swing votes. They're going to flip on Tom, Aiden, Lake, Rosa, and who's the other one? Why is my brain? Oh, Gabby. And I think that if Aiden's not the first boot, then Tom will be. Either way, Aiden's going to get blindsided, and then Aiden won't last too much longer after that. So I think his ego is going to kind of be part of his downfall here. I could actually see a very possible world, especially since it's Jared, where instead of Tom getting out, Aiden gets out. Because why would they have their only good male ship have any screen time at all, even though James isn't here still? Sorry, I think I vent about Jake and Tom too much. But I hate them. We'll talk about that more in the Tom section. I mean, there's not much to say with this one, right? There's not going to be as much to say with the favorites as there is with the fans. But
different things.
I just don't see a world where, yeah, I think this is going to age like a good old glass of warm milk. I think this is not going to go well. Unless Ali does stick with him, which in that case, that means like all of the villains that are on the favorites teams are cooked. So I hope that doesn't happen. But let's go ahead and get to our next one.
In Disventure.
Okay, maybe I won't have to cut because I don't think there's going to be ads in this. So, since I'm on a playlist. So, next up is Aura. And everyone loves Aura. Some people were saying she's going to get the Ted treatment on my polls, which, by the way, I should probably talk about that. Obviously, Aiden isn't going to get in his ship. He's already in one. And Aiden was predicted to be out in the early to mid pre-merge section by my community. For Aura, some people were saying she's going to get the Ted treatment. I don't think so. I think she's going to get to the late pre-merge before getting betrayed by Finn, which we'll talk about more in the Finn section. But let's go ahead and have this play.
Camp 5, fan versus favorites. Knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other has lived it. Who has what it takes to win?
I'm so happy Emily's the host.
Aura Kwan, 21-year-old business student and Disventure Camp's next and most beautiful winner. I need
She
to do
would not be
whatever
wrong.
it takes to get what I want.
Actually, yeah, there's Miriam, who's an old woman. There's James, who I'm not into dudes. There's my brain's not working. Rhea's pretty. She's pretty hot, but not as much as Aura. And then there's Logan, which I'm not into dudes, but I would make out with James before I even complimented Logan. That's a terribly out of context freaking line. Whatever. But just continue on, Aura.
Well, unless physical injury is involved. Unlike other people who've competed on this show,
Like
I have
Logan.
standards. Fighting tooth and nail to succeed in a world that doesn't want me to is my hobby, and I have so much fun doing it. Yes, please keep telling me, no, Aura, you can't win the presidential race. And to that I say, it's not my fault Stacy's dad was having an affair with the head of the school board and I just had to expose them. Take it from
That's
me.
wild.
It's so much more fun to just dive in and have fun than worry about what's correct. Oh, don't believe me? Perfect. Keep your eyes on me and you'll see how correct I am.
I mean, guys, Finn says something as well about how he's doesn't care how he's perceived on this show. And I think that Aura and Finn working together is going to be legendary. Yo, I am so excited for a lot of these people, but Finn and Aura are going to be awesome. I think they're going to be fan favorites of the season. She's Aura farming. Look at this. Also, this line about the affair so she can win the school president is freaking hilarious. I am so excited for this character. I think this character will get betrayed by Finn, but I think that while she's in, she will be a great one. And I mean, even if she goes farther and she betrays Finn, I don't care because I really like her. But not too much else to say. We've talked a lot about this character. Everyone has, because she was always the most popular. But let's go ahead and move on to, who do we have next? We have, Tom.
In Disventure Camp 5, fan versus favorites.
I'll just let
Knowledge
this one
meets
play.
experience. One side knows the game, the other has lived it. Who has what it takes to win?
Hopefully not Tom.
Reed. Thomas Reed. I've always wanted to do that. I'm 32, a lifeguard, and now happily married. That's not important to the game, but it's important to me. People probably remember me from Disventure Camp Season 1 when I came here on a
Back when he was a
mission and got
good
myself voted
character.
out with my own immunity idol. Or All-Stars when I came on a mission of my own happiness and lost to my bestie in a prison break tiebreaker. Great resume, huh? Now I feel like I know a lot more about who I am and what I value. I've always wanted to play this game without any distractions, so this time, I'm here 100%. I'm actually gonna play or die trying. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself.
I hope he did.
Good thing I'm not superstitious. But I will be wearing my lucky socks, just in case.
Okay, so I want to be fair. I'm being a hater. I really shouldn't be. I don't actually hate Tom. I really don't. I just hate Jake. But with Tom, I think my theory starts to fall apart during the second half of these meets. But at least for the first half, there was a long while where I thought Tom was genuinely the first boot. I still think he's out before halfway through the pre-merge. I don't see him making it past, like, the first 2 or 3 favorite eliminations. But I could see a world where Aiden's first, especially now that I'm being more realistic with Jared being there. Because, you know, he's Tom. But I do actually really like the concept of Tom playing with 0 distractions and 0 worst characters in fiction, because Tom is, when he's alone, or not even when he's alone, when he's with characters like Gabby, even in Tom Jake, a pretty fun and entertaining character with an interesting backstory. he's one of those characters that if he never got in a romance, I think Tom would have been amazing. One of my favorites, easily. Even if he got in a romance with somebody else who just wasn't Jake. But I think that there is a chance where even if he goes somewhat far, I still like him. Or at least can tolerate him. But I don't want him to because he has so much screen time. He'll get Tom Jake Season 3 eventually. So hopefully he doesn't. But, again, not too much to say about the favorite. So let's go ahead and move on to Ernesto's. Never mind, y'all. There is ads. I will have to cut that out. But what I was saying is Ernesto's really been growing on me.
Camp 5, fan versus favorites. Knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other has lived it. Who has what it takes to win?
Your mother...
Ernesto Salvatierra, a 63-year-old corporate trainer from Spain, and Disventure Camp's next winner. Most people think that my age...
I like it, you can't see his mouth.
But it didn't stop Miriam from winning. And that old goat deserves more respect than everyone else who's ever played this game. My plan to follow in her footsteps is simple. I know that the majority of camp will be filled with younger people who are temperamental and egotistical, but with my experience, I lead
Is he wearing heels? I mean, I get Ren was, but is he?
Responsibility. I also may not look the part, but...
Actually, they're probably cowboy boots. I should know that. I'm from Texas. I live in Texas.
I'm not afraid of the more physical challenges.
Hey, look, it's Richard again.
I've picked up many skills in my long and eventful life. Some may seem useless on the surface, but I've watched enough Disventure come to know that any and every skill has its time in the sun.
Don't miss this.
Okay. There's a lot of things that I like about Ernesto. I love his design. At first I thought it was basic and boring, but now I actually really enjoy it. Another thing I love his voice. His voice is like, I don't know, it's just like satisfying. I love his voice. What else is there to say before we talk about gameplay? I don't think much else. I think what was his job again? Let me check. His job is a corporate trainer. He definitely gives off like military what's the name? Like military general vibes. I really think that he's gonna be. I could see him being like team leader and like a mix between Richard and my brain's not working. Miriam, in that he'll be really popular with the contestants. He'll be great at physical challenges. And he'll probably get like that unofficial role as team leader that everyone likes, while people that are more sly, like Ara and Finn, or maybe some others, will make a scheme to get him out in the late pre-merge or early merge. I, at first, really thought this was going to be a really boring character when we just knew he was going to try to follow in Miriam's footsteps, but I now really, really like him. I don't think there's too much else to say. Man, I freaking love his voice. Just the way he says, like, egotistical. That was terrible. But, and all these words are just fun. But yeah, overall, I think that one of, like, the 2 or 3 that I was skeptical about of the fans is now one that I'm really excited for. Also, holy crap, these environments are beautiful. I don't know if they hired more people or if they're just paying them more or whatever. But, like, they really tried here. Not that they weren't trying before, but you know, the environments are great. But my last one before I have to go downstairs is going to be... It's going to be... Oh, we got Anastasia. Okay, Anastasia.
In Disventure Camp 5, fan versus favorites. Knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other has lived it.
I want to say right now, because she doesn't have it in most of the video, but her with the bun looks fire. Although she looks a lot more attractive with the other, with her hair down. But I like when it comes to just good design, I really like the bun.
That's what it takes to win.
Anastasia
Then again.
Sizova, 25, and perhaps, to the shock of some, retired model. Now, some may know me as an independent photographer.
I love how he learned.
And the very lucky
I love how he learned so much about
women alive.
about each
who,
character's like between
unfortunately, will
time.
not be playing with me this time. Some may be surprised to see me back so soon. But truthfully,
Never
the
mind.
game, even with its ups and downs, is fun.
Hey, look, it's the worst episode in Disventure Camp that isn't a Tom Jake episode. Oh my gosh, that episode was stupid. Also, the time where Anastasia was brain dead.
As the third place finish on season 4, I'm aware my scorched earth approach to social dynamics ruined me in the jury. Since then, I've grown a more level head that will make me a force.
I love these little bits that where they're walking, like I'm assuming to their team, and you can see like Alec and Lake here, and just showing these 3 generations together. They do this with everyone, and then for the fans, you can see other fans just better or good looks at their designs and stuff. I think that's really cool.
To be reckoned with. I know many will be excited to see me return.
Not true.
And to them, I say,
I am though.
enjoy my good side.
Yeah, so that line especially makes me believe we're gonna get a lot calmer, a lot happier Anastasia, which I like. I don't think she makes it far. I think I've said this before, but I think of the unstable alliance, as I'm dubbing it, of Anastasia, Fiora, Alec, Spencer, and Natalia, filled with people who do not like each other, outside of like Alec and Fiora. I think they're gonna have to work together to get the Tom Jake alliance out, with Ali and Benji being swing votes. But like after they get Tom and Aiden out, they're gonna blow up. And Anastasia's gonna be the first casualty of that, because we can see from the poster Alec doesn't like her. We can see from the poster Natalia, or well, no, not even from the poster. We know from last season that Natalia does not like Anastasia, and neither does Spencer. But I think that Anastasia will probably be voted out in the mid pre-merge to late pre-merge. But I think she'll be fun while she lasts, as a lot calmer of a character. Maybe I can fit one more in. Also, yeah, what I was saying earlier is with Anastasia, it's cool to see those little developments of like how she's actually become a photographer now, which is great for her. It's something I'm very happy that that's happened for her. But also, that line did not age well of her saying people are excited for her to return. So, you know. Okay, I'm going to try to pump out one more. Who do we have? Oh. Never mind. I have a lot to say about Aubrey, so we'll start with that when I come back. Yeah, if Ernesto went up, Aubrey definitely went down. That's all I'm going to say for now. So, I took a little longer than I was originally going to. It's currently 9:09, but it's probably fine. Hopefully I'll have enough time to edit this and release it. I'm sure I will. I have 2 hours till the internet shuts off for the school night. So, let's just start getting through it with Aubrey.
In Disventure Camp 5, fan versus
Actually,
favorite.
let me say, I was pretty excited for Aubrey. I still think there's potential for her to be a good character. But she's a star sign chick. We'll get into it.
It's knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other has lived it. Who has what it takes to win?
Hello, Starshines! I'm Aubrey Summers, a 19-year-old psychology student and a Gemini with a Virgo moon and a Capricorn rising.
What does that mean? Okay, let's try to decipher this. I'm not going to do what I did last time. What I did last time when I first tried to record the first batch of these is I had like a 7-minute crash out trying to figure out what this meant. I know Gemini is one of the months. I don't know which month. With a Virgo moon and a Capricorn rising. Literally, what does that mean she's a kid who's a Capricorn? Probably not, because she's 19, although Rosa also is on this season. She looks like the girl from freaking Wednesday. I don't know. Guys, everyone's allowed to believe what they believe. Okay, we had a nun last season. We have a professional witch this season. But like, I don't want to insult anybody.
You know what that means? I'm a huge fan of Disventure Camp.
Especially because I have a friend, and she's into the star sign stuff as well. That's how I know I'm a Taurus, whatever that is. But I don't understand it, y'all.
And I have star charts done for, like, most of the cast.
I guarantee you,
used them for one of
people
my
do in
recent
real life
summer
as well.
projects. astrology, and psychology. Predicting self-sabotage through the stars. To be able to compete is a dream, and I know...
I hope
I
this
have what it
music
takes to
isn't
make it
copyright.
fun. Being social and becoming friends with people is easy for me as a psych student. As is having an impeccable radar for when people are suspicious or not to be trusted. Unlike most air signs,
What does that mean?
Pretty decisive.
What does that mean?
Hopefully my team is going to be air sign heavy because that'll make it easy to control. But even if not, I know the stars will align and make me the next winner of Disventure Camp.
It doesn't make sense. Okay. So, Aubrey, I think Aubrey goes far. I think Aubrey could be our 8th place, although I don't think there has to be the lesbian curse, so I don't know if she is. I don't know if this is a flag or not. If it is, enlighten me in the comments, I guess, but I don't think it is. But I think with her, she's gonna make it far. She'll probably be a good character if they don't lean that far into it. I could see them leaning far into the whole star sign crap for the first few episodes, which will put some people off from her. But I don't think she's... she becomes really good friends with Oliwia. They're both kind of weirdos, right? We'll talk a lot about Oliwia. I really like her. But I think Aubrey's a weird one. I really don't understand the star crap. I've never gotten that at all. But I think there's still potential here for a good character. So I'm cautiously optimistic. Also, I like her hair. Okay, let's move on to... Who do we have next? Allie. That's another controversial one.
In Disventure Camp 5, fan versus favorites.
let it play.
Knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other has lived it. Who has what it takes to win?
Your mother.
Just when you thought I was KO'd.
I think I said that earlier.
Surprise! I had an extra life. Okay, with the lame gamer jokes out of the way, yep, Alec
I actually
is
like
here to play again.
her more
For the
mature look.
uninitiated, I'm a 23-year-old streamer who came in 6th place on Season 2 and 3rd place in All-Stars. Based on that trend, who's winning Season 5? This girl!
No, I think that genuinely every single other person competing on this season has a higher chance of winning than Allie. I genuinely think there'd be riots if Allie won a season. Like, that'd be genuinely insane to me.
Back on Season 2, I didn't really play much, and when I did, it was just to survive. On All-Stars, I made sure to play more aggressively. Maybe too aggressively.
Yeah, but you were against
But
Jake,
Jake's
though.
forgiven me for the bear. But this time, I know how to find a happy medium. I can separate personal feelings from the game, let go of grudges,
Gen 1,
and
Gen
can
2,
be a
Gen
loyal
3.
ally to people I trust. I got a feeling that this girl's 3rd time is gonna be the charm.
I don't. I'm fine with Allie coming back. I think Hunter or Tess would have been better. But I've come around to the fact that they need some favorites to bring back that people aren't going to mind getting out early. And Allie's one of them. I think what's going to happen is they're going to have swing votes. Tom and Aiden will get cooked. Gabby will get swapped over. So, because I think that whole plot line with Gabby becoming her evil self is going to happen. And then they'll bring one of the fans over there. I think that we'll have that explode and Anastasia will get out. Once that explodes in the swing votes of Benji and Allie, we'll probably try to side more with Lake and Rosa. And I think they'd end up getting one of them out, and it's not going to be Benji because everyone loves Benji, or at least most people do. And that'll allow Benji to go farther. And honestly, he's probably the most likely of the favorite males outside of Spencer to win the season. So that'll allow him to go further, and then I think Allie will get out in the mid to late pre-merge. Probably mid pre-merge. But again, there's not too much to go off of here. I really like her design with like the bun, and she just looks more mature in general, which I like. But I still will never forget how dirty they did one of the best ships in this show. Rest in peace, Hunt Alley. That was one of the best ships, and they screwed it over in the worst episode of any episode ever. Ooh, I hate Tom Jake. Okay, well, before I go on another tangent, let's go ahead and move on to... Who do we have next? Oh, Duna. Just like Aubrey.
In Disventure
Stupid
Camp 5,
ads.
fan versus favorites. knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other is lived it. Who has what it takes to win?
To all the people commenting that Disventure Cam has lacked the magic as of late, don't worry.
I don't think anyone was commenting that.
At your service. As a 30-year-old tarot reader and professional witch.
Professional useless person.
Disventure Cam's never seen anyone like me. Hey. Seriously though, can you believe they went from casting a nun to casting a Wicca?
What is a Wicca?
Not that I'm complaining. I love this trashy reality show. And I intend to win. Oh, how exactly? That's the fun part. Once I get everything from my altar, let's just say I have this tendency to cast a spell on everyone I meet. By now, you're probably thinking, magic? Spells? She cannot be for real. But you'll see that there's something bewitching about me that makes people want to open up whether they want to or not. And I'm fully ready to charm my way straight to the million. Okay. I'm done with the witch tropes. But come on, admit it. You cracked a smile.
My face was as straight as Yule the entire time. With Duna, I think that line especially, I gotta find it again. Yeah, this. Opening up to me whether they want to or not is going to happen with Nura. I think at first Nura is going to find Duna ridiculous and stupid with her pro-reality thing. And I think that they're eventually going to get closer, and that could be the ship. I think... Oh, I've completely forgotten to do that. Let me quickly go through them, because I was trying to guess who's going to get in a ship. Anastasia, obviously not. She's already with someone. Aubrey... Maybe Aubrey and Oliwia. I don't see it though. Ali, no. And then Duna, I could maybe see with Nura. But I think that Duna is another one like Aubrey who, depending on how much they lean into it, might be a little weird, but I think could be good as well. Also, after what happened with Nina, I could also see a world where she just literally does have magic, so we'll see. But now, we went from 3 people who are controversial to freaking 3 goats in a row with Spencer, Finn, and Alec. I'm about to get a lot more high energy, because I love these guys. And Manu, too.
In Disventure Camp 5, fan versus favorites. Knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other has lived it. Who has what it takes to win?
Spencer Lawrence, 21 and a recent graduate with a degree in statistical probability. And yes, I graduated top of my class. The same cannot be said of my abysmal performance last year. I let my emotions take over, and as a result, eliminated my closest ally.
He shouldn't have gotten Diego. That's such a W.
I could never recover.
So that's one good thing.
I burned bridges with most everyone and found myself constantly on the chopping block, until the girls put a merciful end to me in a gambit I hold high esteem for. This time, I have no intention of making a name for myself off the bat, or playing aggressively.
He'll probably... I think with Spencer, they're going to really go in, after Allie's out, on Spencer and Benji's friendship. They're going to become friends. I think Spencer will ally a lot with Alec, because in Greetings, they've said that they like each other. Obviously, they would be friends, you know what I mean? But, so they'll pair up, and that includes Fiora. I also think Lake and Rosa will probably be on that, and that's how Natalia will probably get cooked. And maybe, who knows what the other fan will do if they actually do that team swap. I think they're going to do. But I think that Spencer is definitely going to be a lot more chill this time around, so that he can actually not just blow up his game.
Stick to the shadows as long as possible, quietly observe the battle lines, and then move once I feel ready. I have no doubt in my mind that I will do far better than last season. After all, there's nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, like I said, I do genuinely believe that if a male, my brain's not working. If a male favorite wins, it's going to be either Spencer or Alec. I see a world where Alec wins, but I think it's more likely going to be Spencer. And I wouldn't mind that. I really like Spencer a lot. So, we'll see. I also want them to break that boy-girl, boy-girl, boy-girl thing, just because it would make the seasons really predictable. But I really like Spencer, and I like his new design, even though it's not too different. And I think that he's going to be making it very, very far. We're going to be seeing a lot more Spencer. The most out of any of the Season 4 characters they're bringing back for sure. Alright, let's go to Finn. My most anticipated of the fans. I freaking love this guy already.
In Disventure Camp 5, fan versus favorites. Knowledge meets experience.
I need to shave.
One side knows the game, the other has lived it. Who has what it takes to win?
Sorry, what was my line? Ha! Theatre jokes. Of course I know my line. I wrote it. I'm Finn Alcott, an 18-year-old performing arts student, and one of the best in my class, and school, and generation.
He looks like if Yule was actually gay.
I'd like...
That won't get me cancelled, right? Probably not.
...to see anyone else perform a better rendition of Giants in the Sky.
Oh, there's definitely going to be a musical episode in this, and Aura and Finn are going to be freaking hitting it. They might make the first listenable Disventure Camp song. Yeah, I said it.
Into the woods. You won't.
Piggyback is terrible.
You. Now, as for the game, what was it Ivy said? People have a bad impression of actors on this show. Blah, blah, blah. Good. They should. Actors
we went from Rhea to Ivy to Finn.
Humans, myself included. I'm not here to try to prove that we're not, but rather, I'm here to show you just how absolutely wicked we can be. Backstabbing, acting a friend to people. You know the deal. Way too many people worry about how they're perceived on the show.
This is the line I was talking about when I was talking about Aura.
But not me. I'm going to give the gays everything they want.
I did not realize he said
Not
that.
me.
Hold on.
I'm
gonna give the gays everything they want. I thought it was give the guys. That's crazy. Okay, that either means A, he's saying that as like a oh slight. Forget I did that, but like that kind of thing, or he's kind of joking at the freaking fandom, which either way is hilarious. Although I think he probably is. I think he might. Who knows? Maybe they will have another male ship that's actually a good ship after James and Aiden. Actually, I don't think Finn's gonna get with anyone. I think if he did get with someone, it'd be Aura, but I think he's gonna backstab Aura. So probably not. But I really like him. He's trying so hard to be a villain, and I know some people can probably find that annoying, but I think that it's gonna be fire. I think that one of the original villains will get him out because his ego is going to be his downfall. But he's so cool. I freaking love this guy. I don't know. He's just great. Also, that stash definitely fits his character. I don't have too much else to say because it's kind of obvious what they're doing with him. But I do love that. I do love the mimicking Ivy thing. But next up we have Alec, aka the second best character in this show. Terrible person, great character.
In Disventure Camp 5, fan versus favorites. Knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other has lived it. Who has what it takes to win?
Alec Chalik, 34, and my profession as of now is a tutor. I say as of now because it's by no means permanent. Just a temporary arrangement until I can get my life back in order. Temporary for 2 years and running now. Truthfully, since All Stars, my life has not improved. I held glimmers of hope after realizing how callous my actions are, that I could start making amends. But that hasn't happened. I lost complete custody of my child and haven't seen him in years. But my ex-wife sure makes it a point to contact me monthly for alimony and child support. Losing this season is not an option. I need that money. I've kept up with Disventure Camp and noticed how, on the whole, the players have gotten more ruthless.
Say what?
Even Disventure Camp. And
on the whole,
the players have gotten more ruthless. Even so, I'm confident my strategies will not only continue to win out, but show exactly why I'm returning as a fan favorite.
Some people are saying, oh, Alec's making pre-merge. Oh, Alec's made it far already multiple times. Bro, I don't care. Make this guy the screen hog rich as she could be, bro. I love Alec, yo. I really do. I love how brutally honest he is, where he's like, yeah, my life sucks, and I need the money, and I'm going to show you just how hard I'm going to try for that money. I've loved the evolving plotline of him kind of becoming such a bad person that it just affects his life so negatively that now he's kind of being forced to become a better person. Also, something I noticed while rewatching the show with my buddy is that his eyebrows have the same shape as the logo for the church I go to, so that's really funny.
Stay temporary.
But again, this is gonna be so fun to see back on the screen, bro. This is my favorite shit. Why do I say these things? Okay, moving on. I don't know. Manu, underrated king.
In Disventure Camp 5, fan versus favorites.
Focus.
Knowledge meets experience.
Focus.
One side knows the game, the
Focus.
other is lifted. Who has what it takes to win?
Focus.
What's up, party people?
Hold on, Manu. Focus. Is it focusing? Yeah, focus on my zit-covered face. Okay. No! Whatever. It'll fix itself.
The name's Manu Tuimavave, age 39, and an appliance salesman. Might not sound exciting, but hey, when people need something, I'm glad to be the one to help out. You need a vacuum or a coffee maker? I got you, brother. Disventure Camp. Man, I can't believe I'm here. I know I'm supposed to talk about myself right now, but shout out to my little brother Alec. Bet you're surprised to see me here, huh, little bro? I find myself alone more often than not these days. But the one thing I've learned and carried with me is that you can get a lot of mileage out of a smile and a laugh. I'm not the smartest in terms of strategy, and I might be too trusting, but I see that as a strength, especially in this game. And I'm gonna prove it! Watch closely, Aleki, because you don't want to miss seeing your big bro in your favorite show!
This is our Richard of the season, Manu. I love him, though. This guy is like a freaking teddy bear, bro. I just love his vibe. He's such a happy guy. And he's going to get betrayed so hard, used so hard, manipulated so hard, and it's going to be glorious what Finn and Aura and the others do to him. I think that he'll be the group therapist who has his own problems. He'll probably have a crash out, I could see. Because he has the thing where he finds himself alone more often than not these days. But I definitely see him as the happy-go-lucky guy that has this, that is actually suppressing a lot of crap. Also, I still think they're doing a Blood vs. Water season eventually, where we'll see like Rhea and Isha, which is Rhea's sister, or like I hate Jake, but Jake and Sean, or they could just do like Sean and Lucia, since they're going to be a couple. I think they're going to do some of that, so maybe they'll do Manu and, what did he say his name was? But...
I know I'm supposed to talk about myself right now, but shout out to...
Aleki, so who knows? Manu and Aleki could come on a Blood vs. Water season, so that'd be pretty fun. I just love this guy's vibe. He's a chill guy. We don't need to bring back that meme, but... Okay, next up, who do we have next? We have... Benji! Alright, everyone likes Benji, except my friend Andy. He does not like Benji. I don't know why. I do know why.
In Disventure Camp 5, fan versus favorites. Knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other is lifted. Who has what it takes to win?
No need to adjust your screens. Your dreams are coming true. That's right, your favorite 21-year-old law student Benji Hattori is back. And as a fan,
I like how he just didn't change.
Last season, people loved the shit I pulled and said, but that didn't help me with making it past the first merge elimination. Being blindsided because of my friendship with Hannah and all, which kinda sent her spiraling into a corruption arc. To be fair,
a corruption arc is crazy.
People rarely really listen to the, comic relief. This time around, I'm changing my entire game outlook. I spent the last year being reminded of how much I failed. A lot. Like every day. But this time around, I'm gonna be a bit less invested in the game. Take it less seriously, because it's not like that did anything for me last time. I'll take a page out of Jade's book and try to fly under the radar and not be as obnoxious. Fingers crossed it works.
What the heck? Did y'all see that in the captions? Look.
Page out of Jade's book and try to fly under the radar and not be as obnoxious.
It just randomly turned Spanish.
Benji out.
Yeah, I think with Benji, we're going to see a very different side of him as well. I think we're going to see very different sides of a lot of the Season 4 people that are coming back. Outside of kind of Natalia, she's just going to be a bitch. But Benji is going to be more strategic and less just the comic relief. Anastasia is going to be a lot calmer. And Spencer is going to be a lot smarter gameplay-wise. Because while his gameplay was really fun to watch, objectively, it was pretty dumb. But yeah, I'm very excited to see where Benji goes. I do hope we have a few jokes though, because him and his partner are some of the funniest characters in the whole show. Sorry, I literally just had no idea what to call Tristan. But I think that Benji's gonna make it far. I think that of the male favorites, it's him, it's Spencer, or it's Alec. Which, by the way, again, I keep forgetting, Benji already has a relationship. Alec is not getting in a relationship. Finn, we talked about. Manu, probably not. I don't think there's anyone around his age. And then Spencer, if there is a favorite that gets with the fan, it's going to be Spencer. But I'm looking at the other males. I don't think there's any males that I see getting with him outside of maybe like Bruno. I don't know. I don't think Spencer will. But let's go ahead and see. Oh, Evie. This is the only character left outside of like Aubrey and Duna that I'm a little iffy on.
In Disventure Camp 5, fan versus favorites. Knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other has lived it. Who has what it takes to win?
My name is Evie Marlowe. Wait, you want me to say my age? Well, that's rude. I'm timeless. I'm heir to the Marlowe oil fortune, and I put in so much work on making myself look good that I spend most of my time at different resorts around the world relaxing. I love lounging, I love eating.
We can tell.
I love getting massages and, talk about the game. I thought this for a dating website. Oh, that game. The Disventure Camp. I love that show. It's so fun. But I don't need the money. But actually earning it myself would prove everyone who has said I didn't work for anything wrong. I've been told I'm wildly charismatic, and I'm sure everyone's going to want to work with me. And then, what else do they do on that show again? Oh, I hope I get to push someone off a cliff.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I actually lost my mind. I was freaking laughing so hard when I first heard that. This is definitely one where my theory is correct. I do not see a world where Evie isn't the first voted off of the favorites. Very clearly first boot material. Well, not first boot, but at least, because I think the first boot's going to be a favorite, but first boot of the fans. She doesn't even know what Disventure Camp is. But I don't really like her character type. Maybe it's just the sugar PTSD from Total Drama, but not a big fan. Who knows? Maybe she'll wow me and she'll freaking make merge or win. No, she's not winning. Okay, well, before this ages like milk, let's go to the hottest character in Disventure Camp, Rosa Maria. I would hop the border for a chance.
In Disventure Camp 5, fan versus favorites. Knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other has lived it. Who has what it takes to win?
Hola! I know you all missed me on All-Stars, but Rosa Maria Rivera is back. I am a 22-year-old
Okay, let me chill.
and mom to the most beautiful girl in all the world, Sophia. Now, it's pretty obvious I've been out of the game for a while. When I last played Disventure Camp, we all slept in cabins and had a cafeteria. We didn't have to deal with none of this survivalist stuff. Luckily, I'm a fast learner. I'm proud of the game I played in Season 2, and if I did it over again, I'd change it.
Yo, they know what they're doing with these camera angles, bro.
The betrayal hurt. The attack on my character hurt. But the friends I made and the ways I could connect with anyone showed me that I'm a force to be reckoned with. All I need to do is be a little more careful, and you'll see me make it farther than 5th place. Yep, Rosa Maria's gonna win!
Okay, so not much to go off of based on what she said, but for Rosa, I'm just going to put it on here before I get distracted. No, I'm just kidding. But for Rosa, I've seen, my poll was very divisive with more people were saying that she's going to be late merge to finalist or like at least mid merge. But the loud minority was very loud with people saying they were voting what they want, not what they think, which I think is crazy. I think she definitely makes merge because she wasn't in All Stars. She's the only favorite to not be an All Star outside, obviously, the season 4 people who we just saw like 2 months ago. But I think that Rosa is going to do a lot this season. I've already theorized extensively on how I think she's going to help Alec out a lot and maybe even help Fiora out as a mother figure. Plus, Lake is there. But that's probably how that's going to go. So I think she at least makes merge. But I think that she's going to be a good one this season. I don't know if she'll go on much of an arc herself, though. Which is what people want. People don't want her to just be a support person. But, like, the people that are saying... I saw someone say that they think she's going to be the first boot on her team. I think, again, there'd be riots if that was the case. I think Rosa is definitely not making it within, like, the first 5 boots when you have people like Evie and Allie and Tom and Aiden. But next up, we have the sleeper hit of the fans with Oliwia.
In Disventure Camp?
Also, I just realized when I said Finn was my most anticipated, I was lying. There's someone coming up who's even more anticipated.
5 fan versus favorites. Knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other has lived it. Who has what it takes to win?
Heika, I'm Oliwia Morawska, 23 years old.
I think she sounds like Gabby.
I know most
I think
people
she might have the same voice actor.
Weird, disgusting, but what's more beautiful than
Insecure.
immortalizing something forever? I love it. What else? Oh, my pets. Let's see. I have 2 dogs, 1 cat, and a raccoon. Sure, they're not alive, but I love their presence nonetheless. I have Disventure Camp on all the time while I work, so finally being here feels so real. Of course I want to do well, but...
I don't know what I was thinking when I said I think she's pregnant originally. I mean, you see this, right? But I think that's just her hips, and then it's covered by her shirt.
More than anything, I'm excited to meet new people. I know the challenges tend to be on the dangerous side, but luckily, I don't fear death. I embrace it.
Let's go. Suicidal representation.
No point fearing what doesn't
That was a joke. Don't do that. Get help.
exist.
Don't do suicide. That stuff kills you.
All you need is a few key pieces to make something truly permanent. And maybe if I'm lucky, I'll finally make friends who feel the same. I haven't been this excited since I finished my collection of sweaters for my rat Igor.
She a freak, bro. She a freak, and I like it. Not even in the I'm not even making a joke. I genuinely like this character like a lot. I think that her and Gabby are it's a 50-50. Either Gabby's gonna be like, oh, you immortalize animals, that's so cool, we're gonna be best friends. Or, oh, you stitch together animals, I hope you die. Like, there's no in between with them. Either way, it's gonna be really entertaining, especially because I think if they lean into the latter half and Gabby gets swapped, that's how we get even more into our Gabby turning evil side. Which would have been hinted at in Season 3 All-Stars when she joins the Villains Alliance. I think it's going to happen. But I really like Oliwia. I don't understand how Oliwia's only 23. That's ridiculous. Also, I understand why she's fenced with Aubrey, because they're both freaks! No, okay. I gotta stop slandering the star sign stuff. I literally have one of my best friends is literally a star sign girl. Alright, well next up we have Gabby.
In Disventure Camp 5,
Stupid
fan
ads.
versus favorites. Knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other has lived it. Who has what it takes to win?
When you list, expect her under the quiet of falling leaves.
Her whispering does not fit the music at all.
Or against of roaring waves. Sika, the forest marauder. Or, as most people know me, Gabby! Woo! Hello, I'm Gabby Novak, 25, and 2 times 8th place finisher. That's not good, but it's funny. The last 2 times I competed, I was very...
This one also fits my theory.
Now, thanks to my family, I have made
I like these little recaps.
Open to everyone I meet. Or maybe find
Because you'll
an
screen
idol
time.
and have some fun creating chaos. Who can say? The only thing I promise is that I'll be confident in every decision I make. I know who I am, and I like who she is. So I'm ready to get back in there, have some fun, and leave.
That last line, I know who I am, I know who she is, I'm ready to get back in there, have some fun, and win. I would love for that to turn into, oh, she gets taken over by her other personality, evil personality, freaking schizophrenia, whatever it is. She becomes evil, she gives in because she's manipulated by, like, Fen and Aura as well, or whoever. And she goes crazy because she doesn't have a crutch character because Tom and Aiden will be gone immediately. She gets ripped away from, like, Lake and Rosa to help her. And then Lake and Rosa just get preoccupied dealing with Alec. And she ends up becoming the main villain of the season, the one who gets Finn out after he betrays Aura and stuff like that. I would love that. And then, like, they have to bring Ellie in maybe to save her. I don't know, after she, like, goes full crazy. I really hope that happens. If not, though, I really don't know what they're gonna do with Gabby if they don't lean full into the evil personality stuff. But I really hope they do that. Also, oh my gosh, I already said it, but these freaking backgrounds are majestic. Almost as majestic as Michael's Storin. If you get that reference, you're a real one. Okay, now for my actual most anticipated favorite. This guy came out of nowhere. Someone who I thought was going to be super basic, just like another Jeff or something. But holy crap, I like him.
In Disventure Camp 5, fan versus favorites. Knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other has lived it. Who has what it takes to win?
Sam, bit of a random. 27. And I'm a risk analyst. A really good one, for the record. At least, that's what my coworkers say. That I have the uncanny ability to gauge risk versus reward accurately with every new venture and always lead everyone to the right choice. Considering the nature of Disventure Camp, I'm going to get my mileage out of that little skill. My reasons for competing on Disventure Camp are personal.
That'll get explored.
My drive to win isn't. The show looks like a blast, and I want to see how far I can make it. I'm already expecting some interesting people on the show. I'll have to...
That is definitely true. You have people, everyone from Yule to Evie now, to, I mean, Ren and Finn are right there, to Natalia, to freaking Logan, the guy who has the actual magic, unlike Duna, to make people brainwashed and completely forget that he's actually a terrible person, and people like Jake. Wow, there's a lot of terrible people in this show. And I didn't even say, like, Rhea
work with,
or Alec.
But I've also been told I'm pretty good at first impressions, and that I can connect with anyone. With the social aspect of the game down, and my love of embracing risk, I'd say I have a pretty good shot of winning this show.
Okay, I don't actually really know why. Like, Finn, I love his villainous. I love his big, bombastic personality. Nura, I love her nonchalantness. And I think if written well, it could definitely feel like if Disventure Camp had a take on Luz and Amity from the Owl House, which is my favorite ship of all time, with Nura and Dunya. With the favorites that are coming back, Fiora and Alec, are because they're just terrible people who are super entertaining to watch, among a bunch of other reasons I'm not going to get into right now. Spencer, it's his strategy. But when it comes to Sam just, I don't know, he just works for me. I really like this guy. He just seems, I don't really know. I don't know how to explain it. I think he's gonna be my favorite of the season. I also think there's genuinely a world where, like, he wins, or at least makes it extremely far. Like, this is a merger right here. But now, how many do we have left? We have 5 left. Oh my gosh, and it's already about to be 10 and 14 minutes. So I'm going to try to finish this video before 10 o'clock. So we're going to have to speed run a little bit with Natalia. The only
In
character
Disventure
who
Camp
got a new
5,
design that I don't like the new design for, but I still like the character.
Versus favorites. Knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other has lived it. Who has what it takes to win?
Hola, hola. It's me, your favorite 28-year-old publicist, Natalia Valles. So, y'all couldn't get enough of me and my dumpster fire gameplay? Well, too bad, because this time, I'm actually playing. Look, a bitch is self-aware. I know it.
I like Natalia's design way more than her new one.
Did every possible thing wrong.
Her old design.
To get Anastasia out. That I copied others' gameplays instead of making my own moves, and that I flipped on literally everyone. Now that...
Yeah, you know who else did? That guy right there in the freaking corner. He didn't get punished at all. Why, Jared?
Oh, changing.
Guys, I do like this show.
I'm gonna follow my heart, make my moves, and find allies I can stick with. But keep them at a personal distance. My friendships with Logan and Richard were great, but they made it impossible to separate emotions from gameplay. I'm a social person, so I know it won't be easy, but I'll wait my tears with $1 million once I want it. And believe me, mis amores, I will.
The hair flip is crazy. Guys, Natalia is a late pre-merge in my opinion. I think, here, let me actually sit up. I think that Natalia will probably have a bunch of big, like, mean moments almost. And I think that she's going to be pushing a lot of people away so that she doesn't have really close connections that distract her, like Richard and Logan. But instead of making that her sad, it's just going to make others angry at her, right? And I think she'll get Anastasia out, she'll get her wish, but I don't think she'll last too much longer, as I think she will probably hardcore gun for Spencer after, and when Spencer's already a lot nicer this time around, and probably has bonded with Alec and Benji, cooked. In fact, I think that at that point, with Rosa and Lake and Fiora, I think Natalia will get pretty much destroyed. So I don't see a world where Natalia makes it far, but, like, well, far as in, like, to the merge, but I think Natalia will be fun while she's in here. Also, how did her hair grow that long in 1 year? I don't think that's how that works, but, you know. Also, it could be fake hair. It could be a wig. It kind of looks like a wig now that I think about it. I don't know. Well, let me see how long hers was originally. Oh, well, I guess not. It's really not that much longer. Is it? I'm trying to figure this out now. Oh, no, it's basically, it's almost the same. Never mind then. She's just wearing it differently. Okay, honestly, I freaking hate this ear hole thing. I'm yapping. Let's go to Nura. But I think this ear hole thing is weird. I mean, it's fine on the character, but, like, in real life, it's really weird.
In Disventure
I saw a person in my back when I was in public school. He had it down like right here, and he wrapped them around his nose. He was just playing with them, and he wrapped it around his nose. It was disgusting.
5 fan versus
yes, Nura. That's what we're doing next.
favorites. Knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other has lived it. Who has
Bruno
what it
looks like
takes
a
to
kid.
win?
Nura Sahal, 28 years old and cashier at a retail chain I'm not allowed to say.
She reminds
Riveting.
me. She reminds me of my aunt. She's like a goth version of my aunt.
I know. I've been instructed to talk about myself, which I'll do through my favorite pastime, complaining. Like when my roommate ate my leftovers without asking, or when someone takes themselves too seriously. For example, my manager holds his title like it's his God-given duty. Maybe because he feels that's all he has to offer in life, whereas I want more.
How does one acquire this nose? What kind of genetic operations happen to this nose? I don't even know. I like the design, but that's just crazy when you look at it on its own.
For myself. By signing up for a reality show.
I love her hair.
Ironic, isn't it? But when you're at 0, where else do you go? I'm not social, nor am I a powerhouse by any means. But what I do bring is a sense of realism and immense team spirit. Woo! I don't have a strategy, but should I win, I'll use the money to bargain my soul back from the devil. Traded it for my personality. Clearly, I got ripped off.
Probably traded it with Nina. No, but that'd be crazy, wouldn't it? I think Nura is definitely one that's gonna make it pretty far. She'll be either the 8th place if Duna isn't. I think Duna is probably pre-merged. Duna will probably be the Marissa of the season. Wow, she'll get 8th. Unless Gabby gets 8th 3 times in a row. That'd be legendary. Or Lake gets 8th again. I don't know. But I think Nura's going to be a fun one. Like I said, she reminds me of my aunt, which, well, y'all don't know where I like my aunt. So, I think that the reality check little version of her is going to be, it's going to be fun while she has people like Oliwia and Aubrey and Duna. Yeah, those 3. And Nura is going to be hilarious. So I think I'm going to like her a lot, especially in the first few episodes. But now we have Lake as our second to last favorite.
In Disventure Camp 5, fan versus favorites. Knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other has lived it. Who has what it takes to win?
Hello, and it's an honor to be invited to play again.
I said this last time. I understand she probably just changed her wig. But how did your wig grow longer? It's a wig.
To those who may not have watched prior seasons, my name is...
She looks a lot more mature. I don't know if they... It kind of looks like they, like, elongated her body. I don't know if they actually did that, but she looks more mature in general. Which, I mean, makes sense.
Lake Miller, and I'm a writer. 19 years of age. Most people remember how I stood up to Crystal in Season 2, and then came into myself, becoming a force to be reckoned with.
It's so weird seeing these flashbacks that are supposed to be from like years ago, but this was literally like a month or 2 ago.
A force that, unfortunately, only went so far as 8th place. In All-Stars, I fared worse, being voted out 2nd because my morals were incompatible with the ruthless playstyle of other players. I'm aware the game has only gotten more difficult and merciless, but I'm not worried. With my friends by my side, I'm ready to come back and show everyone that I am not to be underestimated. That I earned my reputation as fan favorite fairly, and soon will earn the title of winner.
So I originally thought, oh, Lake's definitely winning this season. Oh, she's definitely making merge. But I could see a world where she actually just barely misses out so that we can focus more on Rosa. There's no way she gets out before, like, episode 10, though. I'm fine with it. I think that her making it to about the halfway point, and being one of the nice people to really get out in that later half, where we'll have a little bit of that early merge section, maybe. Yeah, have her make merge, but early merge. Like, get her out. Maybe not Ernesto, but, like, Ernesto's one of them. Manu's one of them. Start getting those nice people out as things get more intense. I think that'd be pretty good. Also, I've always really liked Lake, but she's never been to the heights of, like, some of the other characters, even Rosa. So, and I think that her arc was so complete in Season 2. That's the original reason why in Season 3 she was out so early, is because what else are you going to do after she had such a complete arc? But now I think she'll be able to help others instead, which is why I think maybe she'll help in that Alec and Fiora deal. So now we will move on to our last fan of the night, which is going to be Ren, the flamboyant
In
himself.
Disventure Camp 5, fan versus favorites. Knowledge meets experience. One side knows the game, the other has lived it. Who has what it takes to win?
La da 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 da. I'm Ren Moraga, a 25-year-old Chilean-American graphic
I wonder if we'll ever see Ren's eyes.
designer, but I'm also kind of from everywhere. Growing up, let's just say the road was my home, and I got to meet people from all walks of life. And they were all pretty welcoming to this gender-fluid jester. That right there is one of my biggest strengths. Well, aside from my athleticism, that will leave you in shock and awe.
I think with Ren, what did it say? He's a graphic designer. It'd be cool if he was just a jester, though. I think Ren's... I don't know what they're going to do with Ren. I don't think Ren's going to get the Tristan treatment. He does not look how he sounds, by the way. I think he's going to be a fun one, though. I'm excited for Ren. Also, I said that he was the only dude I'd ever seen, or well, I guess not dude, but for now at least dude, I've ever seen to pull off a tank top. But I want to deeply apologize to you for that.
Everyone's got a story, and no one or nothing can surprise me. Now, I'm no dummy. I'm no stranger.
Now, he is the first dude I've ever seen pull off heels. That's for sure.
To what people think about me. Oh, that Ren, so peculiar, so zany, so fabulous.
Never heard someone unironically
I know
say
exactly
zany.
how I come off, and I'm taking advantage of it. Disventure Camp is my favorite show, and I'm not wasting this opportunity. I'm not just here to play, I'm here to win. And trust me, I will.
Yeah, I'm excited for Ren. I think Ren's going to be a really great character. It'll be interesting to see what they do with him, though. I really don't know, because he doesn't really... I mean, he was near Manu, so maybe, like, him, Manu, and Bruno will have an alliance. They were near each other on the poster. But I could see him and Manu vibing, but I don't really know what they would talk about or what their arc would be. I guess we'll have to see next week, which is crazy. It's next week. It's the first episode of season 5. Season 4 like just ended. I love how fast this show is compared to other shows because it's an indie show, and the animation isn't as hard to do as like a Murder Drones or a Digital Circus. Okay. And talk about ending on a high note. We end with the best character in this show, at least so far, Fiora, who I hope is the winner. This is my winner pick.
Camp 5, fan versus
The
favorites.
GOAT,
Knowledge
cinema.
meets experience. One side knows the
Cinema.
game, the
Wait, hold
other is
on.
lifted. Who has what it takes to win?
Cinema.
I'm Fiora Ricci, 10. But if you watched Disventure Camp, you know who I am. I was the runner-up on season 1 where I got robbed by a woman who's not even gonna live
Okay, I'm
long
done with
enough
this,
to use
but-
$1 million.
That is true.
Then on All
Miriam will be dead by the time there's a Winners at War season.
Stars, I got shafted by my team placement in a cowgirl with fire trauma.
I freaking love this
I
character.
was told that this time I'd be on a team with only returning campers, which is perfect. By now, everyone's got beef with someone other than me. All I need to do is push the right buttons and go undetected until the merge. Then no one's voting me out. Do I look like a comp threat? I do.
I like how there's just never been a reason Fiora is so smart or so mean. I mean, I guess there is a reason she's mean. It's because her parents don't... Well, no, because her parents don't love her because she's mean. And she's a mistake. But I love how there's just not an explanation for that. She just is a demon child.
Myself in All-Stars by trying to resort to my old trick. So my plans need to be flexible. No strategy is off the table. I'll
let me
with
finish.
whoever
Let her
I
finish.
need to and do what's necessary to finally get what I deserve.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen here is Alec's going to go on a redemption arc this season. And Fiora is going to be faking a redemption arc all season with Lake and Rosa. And then, which I think Fiora will secretly get one of those two out earlier. And then whichever one makes it, probably Rosa, farther, will get betrayed by Fiora. And Fiora will get them out. Or, well, I guess it'd be, yeah, we'll get them out. Because I don't see Fiora getting that redemption arc. I think that if a villain, a favorite villain, wins, unless you want to count Spencer a villain, but I don't think he'll be a villain after this season. I think he'll be more of an anti-hero. Then I think it's definitely going to be Fiora. Or Fiora can start by faking and then turn more into an anti-hero to deal with Finn, in a similar way to how Heather had to deal with Alejandro. Minus the romance part. Please no. Yeah. So, that's everyone. Yo, we have gone through... I've been recording for 51 minutes, and I have another 22-minute recording over here. This is a big one. This is basically a movie. But we have gone through Bruno, who I think is going to be a great one. Aiden, who I think will be an early boot. Aura is going to be great. Tom is interesting. Ernesto has grown on me. Anastasia is going to be interesting. Aubrey, Ali, and Duna are there. Spencer, Finn, Alec, and Manu, and Benji are the boys. Evie, better get out early. Rosa, I'd still hop the border for a chance. Oliwia, the sleeper hit. Gabby and Sam, both people who I think are just going to be... They're both going up to S tier after this season. Natalia will be entertaining. Nura will hopefully have a great romance. Which, by the way, I forgot to mention. But Lake obviously won't have a romance. She's already with someone. Ren, maybe with Bruno? But also Ren could go anywhere. I don't know. And Fiora, please don't put Fiora in a romance. What the heck? That'd be almost as bad as Tom Jake. No, that'd definitely be worse. I'm joking. But that was good. That was fun, you know. I had a good time today. I hope y'all had a good time. If you really did make it all the way to the end of the video, I want to give y'all a huge thank you. But I got to get to editing because it is 10:02, and I still got to take a shower tonight as well. So I hope y'all enjoyed, and I really cannot wait till next week to catch y'all for the first reaction for Season 5. But until then, see ya.